guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles. It is the time of the year, the end of season review. It has been a fantastic season. I've had a lot of fun. There's been some shows that I didn't actually expect would do really well, and they might have been seated on my top 3. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It's been a really weird season, a right slowdown in any activity on the channel. I think it's generally normal for the channel. We end up experiencing this slump this time of the season. Hopefully next season we'll pick up 3 more shows coming to the channel. If you are curious to what we're breaking down, go and check out the midways because I have some really fun shows coming your way that I think there's going to be something for everyone to have a little look at. Before we get going, do make sure you are subscribed so you are ready for that whole season coming your way. How this video will work is we're going to go through some fun awards and then we're going to go through the top 3. These are going to be shows that I have watched, so if you are wondering why certain shows aren't appearing, it's just because I haven't watched it, or maybe I haven't got around to watching it yet. I'm just going to be awarding any of the shows that I have seen and really liked. The awards are fun. They don't mean anything. My opinion really does have no weight at the end of the day. Please don't get angry at my opinion. It's just something for fun and I really enjoy doing this video. Thank you guys so much for letting me continue to do it. Thank you for continuing to support me, allowing me to break down anime because it's something that I really do enjoy and you guys do make it fun. My watching experience changes when it comes to comments and things. Let's go straight into the awards. Best floof of the season is up. Yukichi from The Masterful Cat is depressed. I love him. I love cats. If I could have a cat like Yukichi, I don't think I'd ever have a worry in the world. He cooks, he cleans, slaps some sense into her at times. He's quite brutal with her, and I think that really works with this dynamic between the two. He really is just a good boy after all. He cares for his owner. He does threaten to kill her a few times. The best floof of the season, and he deserves a place on this list. The best nudist award is going to Kenshiro from Zone 100. Not a good episode if Kenshiro does not get nude. Currently only been 2 episodes where he doesn't get nude. One is the first one, he doesn't appear. One is like episode 6 because it's a very serious episode and there's no time really for him. Every single other episode he has been nude. Now continuing on from this award, most likely to get arrested, Kenshiro, Zone 100, public exposure. It is a good thing that the cops are now all zombies. He would be in jail by this point. Secret Avenger, and this is going to Goddard from Undergirl. This is Tony Stark as an anime character. We've made this joke already, but I had to give him an award. He has such a cool design, and he's not even a main character or anything. He appears for one of the mysteries, and then he's gone again. I just love this design so much, so I had to give him an award for being the Secret Avenger of this season. The most in need of a doctor. May, the girl I like, forgot her glasses. Please, can somebody get this girl a doctor, an appointment, something? She is so blind that if she forgets her glasses, she can trip. She can't see anything in front of her face. The girl's been smacked by balls. She's forgotten her contact lenses, walking to school, staring at things and stuff. Somebody at some point would have noticed that she's struggling and she should have a stronger prescription. Maybe somebody would just check that she has glasses with her. The teachers don't send her home or anything. At least see a doctor. I think the teachers are slacking to get better because the girl can't see her own book and she can't read. Villain, and it's going to Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. There's nobody else it could have been. He's already got a kill count. He's already caused a lot of damage when it comes to season 1. I think he's a lot more powerful at the moment, more devastating than Geto, inverted quotes. He's more damaging. This will probably change come next season, but for now, because of who my best husbando is, I believe it's going to be Mahito, just for the sake of him. I guess we'll go into husbando, and that is of course Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen. I love him. He's already had best husbando of the season on the channel before. Fantastic character. I love Kenjiro Suda. Big reason why I love Nanami. I think he's a great character. He also is very relatable with the whole I only work and then I don't want to do overtime. Overtime kind of sucks, or work sucks. Everything he just says is very relatable and I do feel for the guys. Best environment, we're talking about art, we're talking about just how good the environment itself looks, not so much the anime itself, though the anime on this one is very good. It's My Happy Marriage. This one is beautiful. Of course, it's been handled by Netflix. It looks really good. Pinks, the purples, moments where it looks like it's watercolors with the tree and the sakura. I've put a few clips on the screen so you can see the backgrounds. I think it's handled very nicely. Of course, Jujutsu Kaisen could be on the list. It is really good. The backgrounds are very nicely handled, but I think it's going to be on the list enough to not need this award. The next one is a joint award. It's going to Best Soundtrack. We're going to go for Jujutsu Kaisen and Undergirl. Undergirl actually surprisingly making the list because I didn't expect there to be a decent soundtrack, but the soundtrack is very well thought through. It plays a role in impact. There's a few areas where it's used to convey something going on in the plot. Kaisen, of course, just has an insane soundtrack. It always has. Love the soundtrack. Love the second OP. At some point, I probably should do 2 videos for part 1 of the best OPs and then part 2. You're Not Special. And of course, I think it is the guys who did the soundtrack for the movie. I really love this. I think it's great. I really think it fits. A voice actor award. I only give 1 out a season, so it can go to either gender. This time it's going to go to Yashiro Taku for his work with Suguru, Undergirl Murder Fast, with his Rakugo style entertainment. Non-stop said good things about both of the VAs, so of course the VA for Aya as well should be here, but I might have to adjust this award next season. In particular, the Rakugo style, just because there's points when he's able to really pull this performance style off. I know with that style, it is difficult. I wanted to acknowledge the good work that this guy has done for the role in particular. Suguru's character is very dynamic. Best girl, we're going to see Aya Rindo from Undergirl Murder Fast. I had to give her an award somewhere. Her dynamics, her voice delivery, her actions, the work on the character. She's just ahead. So many jokes going around and she's able to go, oh yep, I'm a bit flat downstairs, aren't I? I thought that Aya as a character was fantastic, and I've always said, I think from almost episode 1, I love her. She is girl of the season. I love this character to pieces. Best Boy Award means a character who has done a lot. So not so much I like the boy like the Husbando Award. The Husbando Award is that flirty award, whilst the Best Boy Award is more of a wholesome thing, and it's going to go to Akira from Zone 100 for overcoming everything he overcomes. Trauma of a serious toxic workplace, abusive workplace, of course, being something that a lot of us can maybe even sympathise with, but he's able to also turn the end of the world into such a pleasant thing. He definitely deserves acknowledgement for being that chirpy, being that positive in times of dire need when the world actually is falling apart. He's able to uplift quite a few people around him. Fresh take on the zombie apocalypse. Last but not least, we're going to have the best fight of the season going to anytime Toji is on the screen. Jujutsu Kaisen, so Toji versus Geto, Toji versus Gojo, both times, all of them. Such an interesting character to watch. The fights between these guys, it just spans so well. I think they definitely deserve a acknowledgement. The bit with Geto, you've got all those gates, the Torii gates, and the curse going on there. There's so many unique ways that these guys can fight because they've got their powers. Nicely animated. He's different from everybody else. I think he's very fascinating to watch. They really did a very good job on animating him. Didn't like the guy very much, but I was glued to the screen when he was on because I wanted to see how he fought. I wanted to see the damage he was going to do. I wanted to see how are we going to overcome this character. Do eventually overcome it, but it comes at such a cost. It's one of those rare occurrences where the bad guy does actually win because they achieve their goal. That is a hats off moment to you for achieving it, despite the fact that you're up against some very powerful opponents. Honorable mention. This honorable mention is going to upset so many people, but I need you guys to listen and not to get angry as I explain myself why it's in honorable mention. The honorable mention is going to Jujutsu Kaisen. For the fact that I have been spoiled by the fandom so much, I have decided that I probably will not be watching it after this season. I know everything that happens. I've been spoiled for the latest update, and it's multiple sources, it's multiple people. I think it's perhaps the worst fan base for me right now. I love Jujutsu Kaisen, so do not get it wrong. I love the characters, I love the plot, I love the animation. I think Mappa has done a whole new studio just for like the animation style. Admirable, and it looks really good, and I think it pays off. I think the soundtrack is fantastic. I think everything about this show would probably deserve to see it in that top spot, and I think a lot of people are going to put it as number 1, but I can't put it as number 1 because of how spoiled I've been. The impact is gone. It's not fun to watch anymore. I know what's going to happen to my favourite character. I shouldn't know. I should be crying my eyes out and I should be going, oh, this has come out of nowhere. I didn't know it has more effect. We all run that issue when it comes to being an anime only. There's been animes like Golden Kamuy. I don't know what's going on in Golden Kamuy, and sure, less people watch it, but that fan base is so nice, and I break it down on the channel, and nobody's spoiled anything. It's not you guys. Obviously, we're not breaking it down on the channel. None of you guys have actually put spoilers up for the show, so you guys are special. I know nobody in the Noodling Bowl would do that because you guys are very nice, and often enough when I have said, can you answer this question without spoiling, you guys do it so well. Sometimes I just want to know quickly something, and you guys are able to give me the information without ruining my experience, so I really am thankful being awesome and allowing me to still benefit from the impact of not knowing. Hopefully you guys aren't too mad and at least understand how I feel. In third position, we're going to have My Happy Marriage. It's handled some very sensitive topics very, very well. Really intriguing. I didn't think I'd be so hooked on it. Literally the only romance that has appeared on this top 3. Really nicely animated. It's got a really fascinating story going on. I'm very happy season 2 has been announced. I think the animation style is great. The characters are great. Initially, I was irritated by a few bits and pieces with the show, but it does pay off, and I do understand why they are doing it. The irritation is understandable, but it just comes across like that. The story itself is handled very nice. I think they've got a lot of very good characters going on, and in general I'm very excited to see where the show's gonna go, because it feels like we're getting higher up now. We're going higher up where there's a conspiracy, there's a lot more going on at the top, and now that our main character has awoken powers and stuff, I think it is going to get more interesting. It's definitely worth checking out at some point. Just be aware it covers some issues like domestic violence. If it is something that you are going to be triggered by, don't watch it, because it is done in a point where it's so realistic. You may, if you have PTSD, if you have trauma, just don't watch it. Take my word for it, it's very good. Just leave it at that. The second anime has climbed. I love this show so much. It was my honourable. It's climbed into second. It is The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today. This show has just done something for me all season. It's been a really hard season for me, and this show has just been uplifting. I love it to pieces. It has a way higher score than the Glasses anime. It deserves it. A slice of life with a heart. It's fun to watch. Of course, the premise is silly. The cat is huge, but really, really works. And every single episode show you food as well. So it's got a low-key aspect of food anime going on. It's funny. There's a lot of fun characters inside it as well, even coming down to the boss's daughter. A little bit of an idol section. So if you want your idol section, there are the sea cucumber girls. They're quite fun. I like them. A bit of a low-key Aquatope episode going on at the aquarium. That was nice. In general, it's just an anime I did not expect anything with. I thought it was just going to be the anime I wound down to. If I'd have had a very heavy episode like Jujutsu Kaisen makes me cry, I'd go watch this and it would make me feel better. Definitely makes me feel better. The show's animation is so nice as well, because it is Gohan's and most people don't like their extreme animation styles, but because they have 2 animes airing at the same time, this one has the lower budget and it works because they're not doing the OTT, I'm going to throw up with this camera angle. They do have some nice ones where you'll follow her and the cat, but it's very nicely done that it works. It's not extreme that we need it to chill out a little bit with a show like this. So it's in second place. I think it's been handled well. I've had so much fun with it. A lot of the reasons why these shows are where they are is because they were consistent. There wasn't a bad episode here and there. There wasn't something, a gap or anything. So yes, you're going to notice that Zone 100 has vanished completely. The delay has really made that anime suffer. It's not the anime's fault. It's just the delay is making it suffer a little bit. And I do think it's slowing down a little bit with its plot. It's not in first. The anime in first place, I think the people on the channel may agree with this one. Undead Girl Murder Farce. Let's go to the show that nobody expected anything from. We knew it was going to be interesting. Fill in for that Sherlock Holmes vibe that a lot of us want on the channel, and we've had a lot of fun with it. This show is fantastic in its own little way. Every single episode is unique. There's a lot of hidden features going on, lots of Easter eggs, lots of nods to things. It looks good, it sounds good, it's animated very nicely and pleasantly. It hasn't got the extreme budget of Jujutsu Kaisen or anything, but it does amazing without having that budget, and the story is really strong. We've had fun trying to work out what's going on, and when we get it wrong as well and they actually explain this is what actually happened, it doesn't feel like at times they're stretching, and I like that conclusion when it comes to a anime about mysteries. The first one we had a lot of fun on. I didn't get it right, but I am very happy I didn't get it right because some information I didn't have, which felt a little bit cheap, but then I came around to the idea that actually no, that works. You don't always have all of the information at hand. You're going to keep some cards close to your chest. It made sense that that was the resolve on that. I'm not spoiling any of the wrap-ups for the mysteries because I think you guys should go in and experience the whodunit. We have got Deranged Detective coming out next season. Maybe that will fill the gap of Undead Girl, but I think Undead Girl has a nice balance of supernatural, realistic as well. So a lot of the times there's a realistic answer despite the fact there are supernatural elements. Had so much fun. I've laughed. It's been comic. It's been hilarious. Addition of having famous characters as well has been amazing. things. I think it's been handled very, very well. Undead Girl now goes onto the list potential when it comes to the end of year review. The end of year review is going to be the first of its kind. It's going to happen around Christmas when the season has lulled. Maybe I'll make it your end of year gift. Every single top 3 I have done this year has gone onto that list, and I'm potentially going to make a little awards out of that, and I'm going to crown my best free anime of the year with an honourable. Stuff that I've really enjoyed. You guys won't agree with it, but it's maybe interest to you to see what I have enjoyed and what my top 3 of the entire year is going to be. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that you're not too angry or mad, but you at least had some fun with this one, because I believe this is what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about having fun. I did put a lot of thought into my top 3. At one point, it was on 100 at the top. But then at one point, it was Jujutsu Kaisen. So things changed so much at the end. I feel like this is the best way of doing it. I think these animes have been consistent, or they've got better and better every single episode, which I think in the long run is something I love with an anime. Nailing it every episode is a very good thing. These are my top 3, guys. What are your top 3 down below? I'm expecting to see a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen in top anyway. It definitely deserves it, but for me, it's been a personal thing. Couldn't really justify having it on the list itself. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you for a whole new season now. I'm about ready now to go into some new stories, new anime, and new adventures. So I really hope I'll see you again for another season. Please take care of yourselves. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Bye-bye.